Welcome, everybody, to the first official Case Closed podcast. I'm your host, Professor C. We're here to talk about the past and present of the television anime series Case Closed. The sound that you heard at the beginning was a bumper done by Adult Swim back when they were airing Case Closed. The bumper was pulled from the 2004 when they did the episodes 1 through 52 of Case Closed, and it was indicating that it was next on their lineup. We're here to discuss the history of Case Closed with Adult Swim and the short run that it actually had on Adult Swim. When Funimation put the Case Closed program on Adult Swim, I guess they anticipated it to become the next Cowboy Bebop, and it did not. Case Closed only made it up to about 52 episodes on Adult Swim before it was cut by Adult Swim due to low ratings. This mistake by Funimation could be encountered in a number of things. Their DVD releases were very inconsistent while the show was on Adult Swim. They did episodes 1 through 4 on one DVD. Then they jump all the way to episode 53, and Adult Swim didn't even have episode 53 up to 83 under contract, but Funimation went ahead and released those on DVD, so it was not a very good, it was a very sloppy release for Funimation. They should not have come out that way. Correct their mistakes a few years later, trying to come out with the starter sets, again for seasons 1 through 3. Seasons 1 through 3 coming out on starter sets did not sell well at all when they came out, because by then you're talking about a show that is dropped by Adult Swim. No one now hears about it. It's not really being pushed anymore. So by the time that came out, there was not really anything of Case Closed out there that people could really say, oh, well, this is out and people know about it. It took so long between seasons 4 and 5 coming out to just get back to releasing seasons 1 through 3. It was a horrible mess. Funimation mismanaged Case Closed very badly at first. Now, we come around to 2007. They try to correct their mistakes, of course, and announce the season sets will actually come out in smaller cases. They have a season 1 disc. I'm actually holding it right now. It has 2 disc holders in there, 2 discs per holder, and the art on the boxes are exceptional to the original art of Case Closed. And these came out from 2008 to 2009, and of course, they did not sell well. So Funimation comes up with a second attempt to release the series again on Viridian, which of course is just cheaper packaging, and I would say this is more accessible because you have one thing, you just open up, the 4 discs are right there. You don't have the 2 jackets to mess with. Those were better. Again, they didn't sell well. So you're talking about a mismanagement by Funimation again. And now they're claiming that the seasons and the series are not selling well enough to continue in the United States. The movies, however, have sold exceptionally well for Funimation, and I'm hopeful that they will sign. I'm guessing if they re-sign the movies, they will sign 7 through 13. That's my hope. Will that get done? I don't know, because again, there's no attention around the Case Closed series period in the United States. And now to bring in my friend and colleague to shed some light on the chaos around the Case Closed series and Funimation for that matter, my friend Agent X. Welcome to the show, Agent X.
How you doing, Professor C?
Pretty good. How about yourself, man?
Doing well.
So what is your opinion on everything with the mismanagement of the seasons being released to the Adult Swim collapse of Case Closed? Give me your thoughts.
I definitely think it has to do with the management of the Adult Swim during 2005 to 2007.
Oh, okay. Explain.
Well, during that time period, Adult Swim went from aiming from a high school audience to a college audience.
I agree with that, yes.
So you have a more mature setting for the shows that people want to watch.
And the shows that they put on there reflect what their new thinking on it is compared to what their old thinking was, where maybe if it was 2002 or 2003, a show like Case Closed could have been popular on there. Is when you get around to 2004 to 5 on, it's kind of like, well, they're wanting to move more adult. Am I right?
Yes, and because of that, Case Closed hit a wall, and Funimation, the people that produce it, decided the popularity was down to the point that it was no longer worth producing.
Well, and another thing with that, I agree with that statement completely. Another reason I felt that the show didn't belong on Adult Swim, though, is because if you noticed with Case Closed, there would be some murder scenes would be completely just blood, gore, everything. Some episodes would have language as well, but then that would only happen every few episodes. Most of the time it was, the murders wouldn't have blood, or Conan wouldn't say a bad word, or Richard wouldn't say a bad word. It was only a few times every episode. So it didn't fit well with Adult Swim. I think you could agree with that. Is that right?
Yes.
So, but your thoughts are also that it's the mismanagement of Cartoon Network that contributed to the downfall of Case Closed, also on Adult Swim.
Yes.
Okay. Well, is there any more you wanted to throw into this conversation?
Because Funimation has moved on to other projects and have continued to buy other anime series, Case Closed has kind of been forgotten. So
yes, because Funimation makes new acquisitions every year, and shows like Case Closed can be put on the back burner for them. Then they're put on the back burner for everybody because they're not being talked about and people aren't getting a hold of it. So I want to say thank you for your time today, Agent X, and it was great having you on the Case Closed podcast. Thank you for joining me.
Nice seeing you, Professor C.
Thank you. Now what I'd like to discuss is Case Closed on YouTube. This is what I would call one of the big contributors to Case Closed downfall, is that people are distributing Case Closed. The whole series can be found on YouTube. That's a big problem, in my opinion, with this series trying to survive in the United States, because I've noticed people watch it on YouTube still actively. People comment. There was one case, like Case Closed episode 1, for example, is up, and it was up on this guy's YouTube page since November of 2010. Well, in that time, it's received over 21,000 views. Not going to name which channel that is, but that's a big issue going on, that people are watching it on the internet and not buying it. So there's not any money in there for it to get any more episodes. So you'll hear comments of people saying, "Oh, where's season 6? Why don't we have season 6?" Well, I'll tell you why we don't have season 6, because it's because of people like that watch it on YouTube, do not buy the series, and do not support it truly. People will make letter campaigns, little attempts that really don't do anything. Funimation, I've talked to Funimation. They want money. They want people to buy it. They want money for the show. They don't want letters and other campaign things like that. So my message to everyone that's listening to this podcast and is a Case Closed fan, if you want this series to continue in the United States, you need to buy the season sets. Not the movies, the season sets. I've talked to the funny reps. The movies are selling fine. It's the seasons 1 through 5, the complete series that we have here in the United States. Those need to start selling better. My recommendation, Amazon and RightStuff.com. Need to buy it from those people, because the Right Stuff is actually the official Funimation store. Also, I've been told that Amazon is the best place to buy it, because it's $67 on Amazon, putting everything together. Season 1 Viridian, Season 2 Viridian, Season 3 Viridian, Season 4 and Season 5 Viridian. You can get the whole series right now for $67. They've really marked down on the price of Case Closed on Amazon. I recommend to buy it from them right now because they are the cheapest, and buying will support the Case Closed series. And that's what our message is right now. Buy the series so that we can have a season 6 and maybe further on. Complaining about it and writing letters aren't going to do a thing. buy the series. Thank you very much for listening to the first official Case Closed podcast.